Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, sorry about that. It's something to take care of here. But we are back into the draft. Game number 2 now. Vega Squadron up 1-0 over NaVi here in game number 2. I'm Breaky CPK, joined by Tsunami. This is the GESC Thailand minor qualifiers for the CIS region. And again, Vega up 1-0 right now. So we're well into the draft. We have the Vengeful Abbot on opening. We have a Viper third pick now. Coming out from Vega Squadron. ET Lifestealer on the other side so far. So what of this opening here, Tsunami?
NaVi's plan is let Crystallize play Dota, and Vega's plan is don't let Crystallize play Dota. And right now I think Vega have the upper hand in that gambit opportunity, because NaVi opened with it has to be Crystallize's hero. There's no other way that this Lifestealer is going to be played, and so they open with it in the first phase, which now gives Vega Squadron all the time in the world to know how to deal with a Lifestealer.
Mm-hmm. So Viper, strong pick here for Vega, and NaVi now having to react to that. And we're seeing a similar thing. Remember the last draft, one of the big things about the draft was they were getting down at this third pick especially. They started doing it, I think they got down to 30 seconds last game, so they're already almost down to a minute here. And we saw Vega, they were kind of rapidly picking themselves, and you got to kind of wonder how much that played into NaVi and the finish of their draft, at least. Now, granted, the Timbersaw in that case did do very well, at least earlier on, but, made their strategy very early game oriented, which they were not able to successfully come through with. But once again, going pretty deep here. They still need their 5 support even, so Disruptor, Witch Doctor. I'm going to go DK for now, though. Even into a Viper.
Man. Oh. Never mind, Vega banned Razor, because I was like, this would be an amazing Razor game. Yeah, Viper can only ult one person, and DK is usually too much trouble to bother mitigating.
I'm
for Tusk.
Well, I'm more thinking of his Nether Toxin though with the break, because you already had Lifestealer.
Oh yes,
now you have Dragon Knight.
Yes, excellent call. Yes, I didn't even process that, and it's entirely likely that NaVi didn't either. Yeah, the break is definitely going to be a huge setback for DK losing that Dragon Split passive, and yeah, ET also will lose access to Natural Order as well.
DK is definitely one that, if you take away his passive, obviously becomes a little bit of a different hero. So, yeah, another Toxin already going to be plenty of value this game across the board. You talk about the Tusk, though, that 4th pick, Vega Squadron, seems like a very confident draft so far. And you think of position 4s right now. I mean, Tusk is definitely up there as far as one of the top, if not the top tier in a lot of teams, as far as your option goes.
Yeah, Vega Squadron have gone to it time and time again, and they have so much ways to stall out a Lifestealer from doing damage. You've got Aphog Shield, you've got Swap, you've got Snowball. There is, like I said, NaVi's plan is to make sure that Crystallize can play Dota, and Vega Squadron's plan is to make sure that Crystallize cannot play Dota.
So, NaVi is setting up to last pick a main support?
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, that's what it looks like to me. It looks like a General Brewmaster, Dendi DK, Crystallized Lifestealer, Lil, Elder Titan. They need to find something for LeBron.
Could they go...
And that's why Vega ban out a Witch Doctor.
Well, I'm wondering, could they potentially do like a support DK here, especially picking it into a Viper and knowing how that break would hurt him? Do they maybe just go support DK and another core instead? But... man, last picking.
Well, I mean, can't say that I've seen that, but if you did, then you have to turn Elder Titan into a 5 position also, because you can't turn DK into a 5. That's just a nightmare situation. I'm pretty sure it's a core DK.
Okay. Well, they're not going to have much time to figure it out again. Only 8 seconds up that reserve, so I have to choose quickly. They banned Morphling as the Witch Doctor came out. So if you're looking at position 5 supports, again, Disruptor is still there. Rubik was banned initially, so no.
5 seconds
Crystal Maiden, huh? No. Talked about that earlier.
I think some sort of positioning support. I don't know about that.
Not sold.
They're like, the armor benefit is minimal from Weave because you're gonna have to deal with Vengeance or the Wave of Terror, and so like usually you want fights to extend for a very long period of time, but there's a lot of burst from Vega Squadron. So much so that Dazzle may not even be able to grave. Like you've got Swap to get people massively out of position, you've got Walrus Punch, and we'll see what Vega Squadron want to pick as their core. I want to see some burst damage core ideally. Like something like a Luna, I would be okay with, though I don't know if Vega played Luna very much. Lycan is available. I would be okay with a Lycan, actually. Maybe a little bit annoying because Brewmaster's in the game, and so Brewmaster
Yeah.
kind of deals with Lycan fairly well.
Yeah.
Core Visage, I would be okay with.
Jahurl's still there. Always got to think of
I
him.
was still there.
Juggernaut.
Choose your
Okay,
hero.
I'm okay with Juggernaut.
Yeah.
We'll see how Palantimos chooses to build it. Chances are it'll be Battle Fury, and I guess I'm okay with that. But both of these cores need to get farmed, because if it goes late, Vega Squadron fall off immensely compared to Navi's squad. And so Vega Squadron need to end this game like before 35 minutes. I would say 35 minutes is the tipping point where it starts to go Navi favored.
Juggernaut, decent laner against Brewmaster with the spin, of course. So you mentioned the Drunken Haze and everything. That's annoying, but yeah, it feels like overall pretty solid option for the final pick for Vega Squadron. And yeah, I gotta say, it's similar like getting it with the last game. It's one that, yes, Navi has an idea with their draft, and it could make sense if it comes together, but overall, I'm liking Vega Squadron and what they put together here with their lanes and everything. So I still go back to the Nether Toxin, and the fact they drafted the DK after the Viper got picked up just seemed risky in itself, but Dendi will be playing the DK here.
Prepare for battle.
And even like after the, again, after the DK, you're going to be able to break the Drunken Brawler evasion from Brewmaster as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, and if it does go super late, then Viper does get access to level 25 Nether Toxin silences, and that will be amazingly valuable.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure that Vega don't want to have to hit their 25 Viper.
How about Vega running the Vengeful Spirit as well? This is not a support I've been really seeing too much, at least, in general, but Vega Squadron back-to-back games. We saw last game with the puck interaction as well, so.
I think it fits with their style fairly well. It's low cooldown hero, and the ultimate has like a lot of utility. A lot of times Vega have a tendency to play more like counter
30
initiation.
seconds
They rarely
to
pick like
battle.
Blink Dagger builders of their own. But if you're able to pick heroes that are good at dealing with enemy initiation, I think that fits well in their style, and I think Vengeful Spirit is a good match for them.
A lot of pings coming out down here. I mean, Slayer, yeah, I was going to say, he's seen General already. He's running at him with that taunt. That's one of the better taunts, in my opinion.
Shout out to Arrested Development.
Yes, I know exactly
Oh,
what you're talking
and
about.
they counter this
The
ward.
battle
Wow,
begins.
I guess it must have been because of this observer ward. They saw Lil walk over down here and then walk back without a ward, so well played.
Yeah, you got to wonder if, I mean, maybe didn't know exactly where it was. Obviously, could have been on the top end here, although if it was just in the corner, it would have been out of range, but still,
Yeah.
well placed.
I mean, this is a weird-ass ward to place if you're a Radiant.
Yeah.
Like, there are usually not many situations in which that ward is useful, because it's too, like, it doesn't catch any of this river path, and so that's usually the path that you're most concerned about, but at least it covers this area, so.
Well, bottom lane, we'll have a Dazzle Brewmaster down here against the Vengeful Juggernaut. So Dazzle has a heal for now. Will be some back and forth harassment early on though, but Viper up against DK middle lane. You see rotation of Lil going all the way to the top now. Gonna try to protect this Lifestealer, who so far is definitely taking plenty of damage being by himself in 2v1.
Yeah, like Crystallized play Dota. If this lane isn't working out, then you're gonna have to send Dazzle up here, because it is double melee against double melee, but I think Abaddon always comes out in a double melee on double melee situation.
Yeah. Bottom. Valentimos being ran at. Simply the right clicks of Brewmaster. Got to respect that. So early on at least, seems like Navi's having a pretty good time down there. But now Tusk finding himself in the middle lane. And just going to walk up to the DK and start hitting him now. So that's going to be his job. Addressing Dragon Knight. His top lane, Lil missing that Echo Stomp.
Oh, Slayer. Ooh, healing ward. Not enough.
Kills the healing ward after the fact, so good job. Yeah, it seems like that Brewmaster Dazzle, I mean, Brewmaster especially, they can't really deal with him right now. Obviously, the Dazzle
Yeah,
back.
he's being able to spam the hell out of this Thunderclap. He's clapped Palantimos like 4 times already.
Eventually gets the first blood. Slayer looking for Dazzle, but going line of sight, so he'll set up for an Inviserin pickup. Good job by LeBron Dota, though, getting both, or getting at least that bounty rune. Lil got both on the top side of the map.
And now Slayer looking to the mid lane, but it was pinged out by Dazzle that the Inviserin was picked up, so I imagine that he's not going to send out any courier anytime soon. Although they are moving in on DK.
There's that break kicking in, but not the most damage right now from them. So DK gonna be fine. Has to hug the tower though somewhat. So yeah, how long does Vengeful Spirit want to hang out? As you mentioned, I mean they're probably pretty aware of that Vengeful Spirit.
Wow, Blizzy top lane. Holy crap, he's getting punched to hell by Lil, but ends up getting out.
Middle, they're going to get the kill this time. Dragon Knight does go down. Eventually, Vengeful rotates in. TP's not going to be in time. So, yeah, watching the top lane of Abaddon being ran at, and all of a sudden could go back to the middle lane and saw Vengeful wrapped around. And the Invis does pay off.
Yeah, and on the flip side, NaVi also were not really willing to play too aggressive on Palantimos in the bot lane because they thought that Vengeful Spirit may have cut back down to the bot. But no, she was sitting around mid, and now the wave is heavily pushed up, so this movement by Vega Squadron isn't going to work out too well, but maybe once the tower drives back all these Radiant creeps, then they may be able to go for a play, ideally on the Dazzle.
So far, middle matchup, though. Dendy 17-4. You have Undershock at 15-5. So DK, despite that death, he's overall winning the middle matchup right now, when it comes to CS at least. Has that soul ring. What kind of build is
going to need a very early BKB? If that's who you were going to ask about the build.
I was going to go Viper's Dragon, but actually still sticking with DK. It's not going to be a first item BKB, but what do you think he goes? Does he get that blink for initiation? Is this an Armlet game? What do you think?
Yeah, see, the problem is that he's kind of obligated to get the blink. I guess Brewmaster can get the blink instead to be the vehicle for Lifestealer. But Armlet is kind of tricky because you have to deal with the DOT of Viper. And, like, obviously Blade Fury as well. Because now Stomp comes out onto Undershock. He only has 1 point in Corrosive, but Tusk is coming in. And Undershock has a Fairy Fire.
Yeah, can possibly turn. DK's getting low as well. DK will go down. The snowball also brought Vengeful, but Lil running after Undershock is going to run him down and complete that kill. So it does end up being a 1-for-1, but good response from the supports of Vega.
Undershock finished off a full wand. I don't think he realized that he hadn't completed his boots yet, but he buys that before he dies. Lil does get the kill, but again, DK does go down.
Top lane, Abaddon just being ran at once again by Lifestealer, who's got that Radiance already queued up, of course. Power Tread's finished first. He has a massive, this is a triple ranged creep army coming out the tower here.
Yeah, he needs to intimidate Blizzy. Although Blizzy does draw aggro with a Mistcoil, and then he's going to go back up top to make sure that he doesn't lose any range creep experience.
Viper, though, back to him. What does Viper get for his item build? A hero that definitely can go different directions game to game.
I think Pike is probably the way to go. There's a lot of value in this. Like, you've got a lot of heroes who can be kited. Now Dendy getting initiated on again, but NaVi are ready this time. That
they are. Elder Titan's there for the stomp. Dendy's still getting low. The break effect again coming out with the shallow grave just in case to save him in the end. Undershock will fall. And Zayak, can he get out of here? He's being blocked by the creeps a little bit. No poison on him.
Oh, the raindrop, but it gives vision. The spirit gives the vision for the right click.
Good run by Dazzle. So this time it's the supports of NaVi that saved the day and set up the turn. And they're going to get a nice, efficient shrine use out of this, too. So very well played there.
Viper really needs boots. He keeps walking around. He has a ton of right-click damage, but he's getting kited. And usually it's supposed to be the other way around. As now Primal Split used on the bot lane.
On Timos, though, he's got the ward down. He's just going to TP? No, that's not going to work.
That's not going to work.
Lift into the bring down. He's like panic mode, it feels like, at this point. Nice blocking from Zayak.
He may survive. He has
because of that.
1 second.
General coming back together. No. He ends up going down. Well, the minions, the army, the creeps, whatever you want to call them.
Meanwhile, Crystallize also manages to get a kill on Abaddon in the top lane.
So 6-2 start for NaVi. 3,000 net worth lead right now. Very, very strong start for them. And that life.
We'll see how they want to convert this advantage that they have. Like, they can go into pushing if they think that the DK is ready to push, or they can kind of let the Elder Titan, Brewmaster, and Dazzle combination create a lot of chaos around the map, as now Viper again goes down in the mid lane. Keep trying to kill Dendi, but Dendi, like, NaVi have learned their lesson. They're parking LeBron in this mid lane because, I mean, Dazzle does not need to help out bot anymore. General can more than handle himself.
Speaking of that, you got Vengeful rotating over, but General just simply walks away, so he's good to go. And like I was saying before that too, you have Lifestealer just dominating net worth right now. He's pushing up top lane, nothing Abaddon can do by himself. But also look at the top 4 farmers right now belong on the dire side, including Dazzle. Dazzle is actually 4th in the game at this point. That's when you know things are going pretty bad.
Yeah,
Vega Squadron.
A lot of it is compliments of the fact that he's just, I think he's been getting like the last set on a lot of Viper kills.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
And actually the ward is going to be killed off Elder Dragon form. They run down Palantimos. The Ice Shard's not enough of a block. This is already getting out of hand in favor of NaVi. It's still only 8 minutes into the game, but they're even looking for more. The Stomp connects on a Vengeful. Don't go too deep though if you're NaVi. TP will be canceled by Abaddon, by the way. And Zayak rolls in, but bottom tier 1, it easily falls. It's that Elder Dragon form again.
Yeah, this is smart. You don't have to send Lifestealer or just use the Dragon form. If you get a kill, great, which they did on the Juggernaut, which is the best possible scenario for NaVi, but even if not, you still claim a tier 1, and they do both. And now Dendi heading over to the mid lane. Dragon form's about to time out, so they're not going to be able to do any damage to the mid lane, but they got quite a bit done in that one ultimate.
So Juggernaut, not the opening he was hoping for. Only 2,100 net worth. He is 8th currently on the net worth chart. He's going to have a pushed up creep wave at his tier 2 tower at least.
Yeah, experience is also massively in favor of NaVi. They're 4,000 experience ahead right now. Juggernaut hasn't even hit level 6 yet, and General is level 8.
Yeah, looking at all the graphs here, very impressive on the side of NaVi, including the win probability, 83-17 in their favor. I believe it. And this is going to be one of those Radiance games on a Lifestealer where it's like, a lot of the time it's like maybe it's an even game or his team's somewhat behind, but at least he's farming. His team is so far ahead, and oh, by the way, he's going to have a Radiance at a very efficient time in this game.
Yeah, the only thing I don't like is Radiance into Viper always makes me uneasy, because you're basically like guaranteeing like, yeah, I'm going to have Corrosive Skin on me, like literally every single team fight constantly. And it's a 32 attack speed slow whenever it's maxed, which is, you know, it's like, it's basically, I think Shiba's is 45. But obviously if you're in Rage, it doesn't affect you, and I imagine that NaVi want to end most of these team fights fairly quickly, because otherwise Viper gets to stick around, he's going to keep breaking your DK and whatnot, so we'll see. We still don't know what NaVi's Dendi's building right now. He's doesn't have like the highest net worth right now, so he doesn't have very many options on Shock. Still gets caught by the Psycho Stomp.
Yeah, meanwhile, Primal Split is actually going to help take out Tusk in the backline, so they kill Viper. Tusk is snowballing in right into death once again. No way he was getting out of this one, so Zayak falls. Blizzy is he also in trouble. He does have borrow time still. So if anything, that should help keep him alive, but not going to risk it. NaVi will fall back for the tower. It just collapsed in that middle lane. I saw it coming. It was 3 different angles. One from direct, one from the bottom right, one from the top left, and Viper just had no time to react by the time they were on top of him, and that's now a tier 1 tower dead. 2 top it all off. So Dragon Knight, you know, we got so focused on paper in the matchup, maybe not necessarily the strongest, but boy, is it working out as an effective pick now.
I mean, I think a lot of it is just because Palantimos has gotten absolutely nothing done as this Juggernaut. He is so far behind. Otherwise, like, break into Omnislash, that DK should be shredded, but Palantimos has only now hit level, he's about to hit level 8, has not been able to Omnislash anyone yet, and even if he does Omnislash, like, the window of a 3-strike Omnislash, which is all that level 6 gives, is becoming more and more useless as time progresses.
Slayer, he wants to set up down here, it looks like, but I don't think they realize Elder Titan's nearby. And it's a Brewmaster, so good luck. He purchases his Blink, by the way, right there.
I know that
He's gonna pull
split is
back.
down, which is why they want to go for something, but again, like Palantinos is just so far behind, he's gonna spin TP out.
He goes for the Shrine. He's going to use it, and he has supports down here, including Viper, actually. So General is in trouble. Break comes out. They easily get the kill on him. Elder Titan did his best.
I'll take that as tribute.
Stomp timing not in time, though. So they eventually get Brewmaster kill. They keep him around long enough, and now they're going to go for a tier 1 bottom themselves. So nice rotation from Vega, but you see the top lane again. Sacred Relic. No, it's not purchased just yet. He only has 3,600 gold. Went over to the
I mean,
shop.
for what it's worth, Blizzy has been doing an exceptional job driving back this Lifestealer. Now he may have met his match once DK comes up here, activates Dragon Form, has an Arcane Rune, which is a wonderful feeling for a DK Dragon Form activation. And now he's going to go in on Blizzy. He's got borrowed time, so he just wants to force it out.
An offensive ulti used, the weave from Dazzle, though. Minus armor kicking in, the borrow time wearing off. Snowball comes out. Crystallize was just sitting inside the range creep. That whole turn the siege creep. Infest bombs out. Here comes that primal split. Undershock is now in trouble. He is way too committed right here. Definitely going to die, just a matter of time. As he does, a lift on Abaddon nearby. Again, no more borrow time on him, but the shard block will keep him alive for the time being. Slayer is picked off in the backlines, however. Zayak, he's running up. Yeah, Blizzy running south. And for now, both will be alive, but the tier 1 tower goes down during this. And again, Elder Titan's even pushing out bottom lane while that fight's happening. So more just map control. NaVi up 9,000 net worth, 13.5 minutes in game 2. This is the team that's down 1-0.
Yeah, it's been a story of which carry gets enabled. This game, Palantinos has just not been enabled at all, and Crystallize has gotten everything he could possibly dream of as a one-position Lifestealer, and also great initiation from General, being able to come into that primal split, because otherwise it was starting to look like it was a Vega Squadron favored fight, but as soon as General blinks in, claps, splits, it's all over for Vega. And still, Palantinos looking for his opportunity to get into the game. He's working his way to that Battle Fury, but still quite a long ways away.
It feels like the slowest Battle Fury ever. I'm sure if you're Palantinos right now, only 14 minutes in, has no components of it yet. It's been a struggle life, and the fact that he's even top farm on his team just makes it all the worse. With that in mind, but Viper, okay, well he's gonna try to help set up a kill on DK. This is a swap initiation again. The break is out there. It's a shallow grave, as well as the weave, so he's fine for now. Will he be fine in the long run? Doing the armlet toggle. Dendy's gonna stay alive. Another armlet toggle comes out. He survives, and now here's the turn for NaVi. The breathe fire helps finish off Tusk. Dendy, what a player. Obviously LeBron Dota to thank there too, though.
Yeah, the reason I was discouraging the armlet pickup is because he had to deal with Viper DOT, but toggling through it like a champ comes out on top in that gank attempt, and now initiation on the Blizzy pops out borrowed time.
We'll get it activated and walks away, so at least on cooldown now. Definitely worth it. Lifestealer, I'm guessing Radiance is, yep, there you go.
Swap.
There's the recipe. Middle.
Stun. Roots.
Kill. Is that going to happen?
I didn't say that one.
Primal split in 2 seconds. Wand. Split. He doesn't even wand. He just goes with a split, and here's the turn. Vengeful goes down. The TP out from Palatinos, but they cannot kill Brew. He will be a lower when it comes back together, but again, he still has that wand. Abaddon lifted up, brought back down. They find him. No borrowed time means a kill, and Brewmaster, he's fine. Just walks away. Yes, everything else but the kill. Used right there for Vega. And now we're going to Roshan.
Ways for Vega to get back into this game where now I'm not even concerned about Crystallize and Dende having great starts. It's just General is the biggest issue for Vega Squadron right now. And he hasn't even hit that level 2 primal split yet, which cuts down the cooldown by another 20 seconds. Slayer walking around over here. I don't think there's any way that Vega can contest this.
Yeah, it's desperate times right now for Vega Squadron, though. They know they need to make some kind of crazy play, so they're going to try something. Omni Slash is ready for Juggernaut. Maybe going to use that as he goes in. Slayer swaps out. There's the Omni Slash. Crystallize getting low, but the Radiance on him. They still haven't finished Roshan. Earth Splitter comes through. Aegis is picked up by Lifestealer, by the way. He infests in his own teammate right there. He's going to maybe die. Yes, so the Aegis will be popping. 3 are dead on the side of Vega. Make that 4. As Abaddon also goes down. Dendy the only one to actually fall for NaVi. So sure, the Aegis is burned right away, but it cost 4 of your lives. It's definitely not the worthy trade you're looking for Vega.
Well, I suppose at the minimum they take off the Aegis, but that's expensive exchange, especially because Juggernaut continues to go down over and over again. Like, he went for the Omni Slash, but yeah, again, it's a level 1 Omni
Dire's
Slash,
top tower
and
is under
3
attack.
strikes is not very much at 17 minutes in the game.
No. Lil, keeping things interesting.
Basher?
No, he
No,
went Shadowblade,
Okay,
actually. Yeah.
that's equally intriguing.
Yeah. Interesting
I
choice.
don't really see the synergy, but I guess if he wants to turn it into a Silver Edge, he can break the Corrosive Skin.
That, you got borrowed time. That's all the
Oh
passive
yeah,
from that.
also
so.
true.
Dire's middle tower is
Couple
under
of benefits there, but man, I mean that means this game will also last a bit longer. And honestly, if you're NaVi, you're probably thinking that this game could end quicker at this rate. But Battle Fury for Juggernaut, he's got the Perseverance, just needs that Demon Edge. Still 2,200 gold in total needed for that. But again, it's the case of sure, Battle Fury will be nice, but when he has it, then he still needs to farm more
Right.
before he's truly impactful.
attack. Dire's top tower is under
Vega's
attack.
hanging in there for now.
Dire's structures are fortified.
And they're going to push Tier 1 top for the time being. Well, they get something.
Dire's top tower.
And the Helm of the
has fallen.
Dominator from Abaddon. You got Viper also pushing it out. And Viper's actually got his 4-staff finish now. So some Tier 1 items are starting to be completed on Vega's Squadron.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, double damage.
I thought Pike
Dire's
was
top
the way to
tower
go,
is
and
under attack.
they're definitely going to need it. So swap into a stun. Dendy with a double
Radiant's
damage
middle
rune.
tower is under attack.
Ouch. Easy sign there. And the easy Tier 2
Radiant's
tower
bottom
kill.
tower has fallen.
Yeah, top 4 levels in this game, all belonging on NaVi as well. You mentioned the experience earlier. Yeah, 14, 13, 13, and 12.
Oh
In
man,
middle.
Palantimos.
Oh.
Ooh. If General got 1 crit.
Never lucky. Level 4 Drunken Brawler. Thunderclap forward,
Dire's
no
top
promise
tower
split use
is
though.
under attack.
Does have it. Got a TP out
Dendy is
actually.
TP top.
Yeah, he's going top. Gonna deal up there, and actually Brewmaster by himself now, but nope, not really, because he primal splits and actually has plenty of backup nearby, so I don't even know why I said that. Slayer goes in the snowball, Earth Splitter from a distance. Gonna connect barely on Juggernaut. There's a swap play from Slayer as he comes out of the snowball. He's dead though. Tusk went too far for the side. The shard block, unfortunately on the wrong side. He goes down too. Blizzy, borrowed time. Maybe activated here, not just yet. Spin on top of Crystallize, but he's got that rage up, so he doesn't really care too much. He's gonna invest bomb. In fact, pops the borrowed time. Undershot keeping his distance though. Break comes out as Brewmaster jumps in. There's the Omni Slash. Brewmaster's melting, but a shallow grave from LeBron Dota to keep him alive and save the day for the time being. Palantimos ran to the base. One more auto attack, not going to be enough actually. They did lose Brewmaster. You mentioned the Hadouken coming out from the Satyr. However, Blizzy will eventually fall. The Satyr's still here though. That Aura's kicking in. And now port back in from Viper. Tusk is snowballing up. Dazzle. Nope, doesn't actually connect for the stun. Elder Titan's like, I'm out of here.
Punched.
Never mind, Walrus Punch will stop it. They're going to catch both now as a result. The shallow
Radiant's
grave not going to
middle
really
tower
save him in
is
the end. Dazzle goes down. Lil's going to fall. They're going to get something out of it, but then I look at an 18,000 net worth lead and realize, never mind.
Yeah.
Radiant's middle tower
They
is
lost
under
3
attack.
heroes initially, and then they end up getting 3 recovery heroes, but none of them cores. And so, granted,
Radiant's
ET
top
and
tower is
Brewmaster
under
are still
attack.
higher net worth than both of Vega's cores, so you'll take it. But yeah, still, the fact that Dendy left and that's all that Vega get is indicative of how this game is going for them.
Yeah, that was a little. I saw somebody up there pushing from the Radiance. I think it was Viper initially.
It was Batten with his borrowed
Was it a-
and his
okay.
dominated creep.
That's what it
So
was
he
then.
was doing some work, and so someone was necessary to go up top, but yeah, was not able to get much in exchange.
See a little bit of damage on the tower there, but we're back at that spot of again top 4 net worth heroes all belonging on the dire side.
Timo's getting whacked on in this bot lane, and Vega's Slayer is gonna get out.
Oh, just a casual 23-minute Battle Fury. Eventually going to be coming for Palantimos.
Jeez, that's rough.
Yeah, still not yet. But Perseverance is there. He's trying. Well, literally, both in the idea, but also the item.
Most of the time, like, if one core is falling behind, then it's okay because your other core is able to pick up the slack. But the Viper is also immense. Like they're both basically the exact same net worth, and that's a terrible sign right now because both of your cores are like equally useless and equally useful in fights. And so like even in full 5-on-5 engagement, it really doesn't matter who NaVi prioritize because they're all equally underfed as as Vega's cores.
Lifestealer? And this is a little bit of an opening here. They catch Lifestealer, but no.
Not easy.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, it's not going to be easy at this point for Vega. It's, again, you're kind of in that desperate play mode of just got to take some chances, but can't find the opportunity there. They lose the top tier 2 tower. Defensive weave comes out as they're now pushing the top tier 3.
Yeah, they've got Dragon Form for quite a while.
Abaddon?
Well,
wow.
Aphotic Shield instantly pops.
That and the borrowed time comes out soon after, so that's going to be on cooldown now. Tusk following it up. Brewmaster, excuse me, following it up. You have Tusk snowballing through the Earth Splitter, at least staying alive for the time being. The Infest Bomb on top of that. Nobody dead just yet somehow. Nice Aphotic Shield as well. So the Primal split of Brewmaster. He sends back the Earth Brewling as he's coming back together in a couple seconds. So the Rax stays alive quite a bit, and NaVi actually has to retreat. Went a little bit too far there.
Yeah, I don't know if General used the Dispel magic on the Storm Panda because he could have dispelled off the Aphotic Shield, but he may have spent it earlier to take off the Tornado. I don't know what the case was, but yeah, Baden survives just by the skin of his teeth, and same with Tusk. Still lose a tier 3, so top shrine does get claimed by NaVi, and again, still a solid 21k net worth advantage, but, you know, Battle Fury Juggernaut could come back into the game.
So I remember when I was saying that Silver Edge on Lil, it's going to be a long time, and, you know, by then, I mean, he has it. It's 24 minutes in, and he has a Silver Edge, actually, so it is good, and that's even more reason why Navi's in a very good spot here.
Dire's middle
I see General, I mean Dundee in the bot lane. It's not an easy move, and he blinks out. Shard does not cancel the blink. They get the roots, but Navi are reacting.
I was going to say, they're going to get turned here. They realize this now. The Omni Slash bouncing around. Dendy is getting somewhat low, but out comes the Echo Stomp, and there's the return Tusk. He dies. They do kill Dendy, but it's going to come at a cost. Palantimos, he falls this far. Bar time activated offensively, running after Lil. Lil's actually worth quite a bit himself, and he will fall in the end. So Undershock managing to stay alive with the Aphotic Shield for now, but now with Lifestealer here. And Dazzle, yeah, the Radiant team.
Undershock's taking a long trip around. He doesn't have a TP for like a while. So you can try to force stuff. Yeah, he's dead.
Yeah, stay alive. Not gonna happen. Yeah, it's cases of Vega Squadron. It's like a lot of trading going on, but you're down 22,000 net worth. You can't be having trading right now. You need dominating victories in fights, but obviously that's a very difficult task in the first place.
Radiant's bottom shrine.
The idea was there, but too much time spent.
They do come out in terms of net worth, but yeah, it's like Crystallize continues to not die. Crystallize has died 0 times this entire game. He's 3-0-12 right now.
They did not lock down Crystallize. He said from the very beginning it seemed like such a simple idea, Tsunami. They couldn't do it. So Roshan, it's going to be a minute 30 about before he's up. They checked it just in case. Not the case, but double damage picked up by Lifestealer, and he'll just look around for some more food. Which is ideally heroes, but obviously Vega not giving him much opportunity. Juggernaut, again, the Battle Fury finished. So he's going the pretty standard stuff here. It's just a lot later than liked, but the SNY in the works.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
At least from there. And the BKB on Viper is almost finished, kind of. I mean, he has 2,200 gold saved up. So that'll be nice. Something.
Aghanim Scepter completed out for Brewmaster as well. That's gonna be rough.
Wait,
because
from Brewmaster? Oh, wow, yeah.
Yeah, as now he goes in on Undershock. Doesn't want to split for it because you don't know when Roche is going to get up. But yeah, you're going to have access to the Haze, which is going to be very irritating for for Viper to deal with, and Juggernaut.
That always seemed one of those intimidating ags as like your normal player, right? Like obviously these are top tier player. General's fantastic and everything, but and he can do it just fine. But you're already splitting up three different units, and then on top of that, now you're using all these other abilities on top of the ones they normally
roll
use.
your face on the keyboard. Dust does not clip Lil, unfortunately. He's gonna punch the ceiling ward. Oh, he's gonna punch. Oh my God, the
Radiant's middle
damage.
tower is under attack.
Well, I'm going to assume that it was pretty to watch, because I've been watching this middle lane, though, and they are going to run down the Abaddon in the end. So Juggernaut buys back. Primal Split is going to be coming back together in a second here. For Brewmaster, there we go. He blinks out immediately. Crystallize, he was a little far. And actually, the break effect with the Omni Slash. He took some good damage right there, swat back in, and Crystallize, he has to man fight now. And you know what? It's kind of working out. He's getting plenty of life back. Abaddon, that's going to be a dieback on him potentially. He's just out of range and actually will somehow get away for the time being. So right now everyone's alive, but now everyone of NaVi is actually here. And then tier 3 is going to fall. Dendi jumps in, quick kill and vengeful. Thank you very much. Going for the racks, and Vega, again, it's only so long they can last here. The Walrus Punch coming out. They want to take out Crystallize, but he's just too manly at this point. The Breathe Fire on top of everyone. They kill the Juggernaut. That's a dieback there. Tusk is staying dead. So is Abaddon, and GG well played. NaVi, it's been a victory in the making for a while here in Game 2, but it's official now. They'll take it. We're going Game 3.
Victory.
They let Crystallize play Dota. And to be honest, like, Crystallize was basically the anchor, but the rest of NaVi were playing exceptionally well. I think my MVP is probably General. He was able to dominate Palantimos in the safe lane with minimal resources. Really, they just gave Dazzle to the Brewmaster early on in the laning phase, and then Dazzle was like, nah, I gotta help out Dendi in the mid lane. And General was like, nah, it's good. You do your thing. I am in perfect condition. And General was just consistently in the right place at the right time in the mid game, always finding opportunities to join team fights. And yeah, Crystallize ended up being the anchor in the end. 5-0 and 17 is a pretty score, and NaVi definitely looked much better in this game than they did in Game 1.
That's for sure. That's for sure. And we definitely have a series now, of course, going the third game, and most certainly can go either way. Yeah, a draft where on paper maybe leans a little bit more towards Vega Squadron, especially being the team up 1-0, but boy did NaVi prove that wrong, and they played very well there. So deserving victory, Game 3. The GESC Thailand CIS Qualifier. It's the first round matchup here of what is a double elimination event. We'll find out what happens next. I'm Breaky CPK, joined by Tsunami. Game number 3 coming up.